Anyway, we're gonna try the next fight. We're gonna try the Eikon challenge. Switching control of Clive several hours into the story, equipped with feats, abilities of not one, but three powerful icons, and this opportunity to better experience a unique brand of action gameplay. Challenge is specifically created for the demo, and it creates slightly different from what appears in the final game. Gears, abilities, etc. Blah blah blah. Load, autosave. Okay. 13 years have passed since the tragic events which saw Clive robbed of his brother, his father, and his home. After being pressed into service for the Imperial Army, Clive earns his freedom at the hands of a man named Sid, who agrees to aid our hero in search of answers that have eluded him for so long. We join the two as they begin their infiltration at Norvent, of ancient stronghold wherein his brother is supposed killer, a second dominant of fire. It's said to be held by elite party member Walloder Knights, commanded by Benedicta Harmon. Benedicta. The one whom seduces everything. Oh, okay, well.
One of our sentries has failed to report, milady. Your orders?
Pull the men back inside their care, Geralf.
He is here, then.
Have them lead Sid and his little pet to the chapel. I shall entertain them there.
Sid is the dominant of Ramu.
So you've come for me after all.
All clear.
Old man Clive. Oh, Torgal! Torgal's all grown up. Oh my gosh. Okay. Press L2 to cycle between icons in real time. Varied assaults. Cooldown times and the abilities are displayed. Okay, so L2 is swapping. Okay. So unfortunately, they've sort of spoiled something already in this thing. They said they just wanted to give you examples, so maybe it's not true. But they have there an image of he has Phoenix's power, which is like, oh, okay. Ooh, that's cool. That's cool. Spirit of grappling. Claws. That's cool. Okay, I don't know. I like Devil May Cry, but like, I don't know. We only have enough points for one thing. What do we want to do? Oh, that's AoE hit. I'm gonna take the wings. Taking the wings. Okay. No, we don't want the auto. Oh, that's accessories by 7. That's increased by 7. So these are. Wait. No, I don't want these dumb auto things. Let's do the badge, which increases defense. Stats are okay, but I don't like this like auto whatever. Yeah, I guess so.
Nice trick. You'll have to teach me sometime.
Oh, that's Sid. I can't really see Sid. I'm trying to see. Is there no? Torgal's a good puppy. How do you pet him? How do you pet? Hold on. How do you pet? No. How do you pet? No, that's not how you pet. How do you pet? You can't pet right now. Oh, look. You can do sick. You can command him to heal. You can. Oh, so he's a peta. That's cool. You can control Torgal. Okay. That's okay. I'm fine with 2 party members. You can tell them what to do a little.
should start with the dungeons. They may be holding the bearers there.
Sound plan. As long as we keep ourselves on this side of the bars.
Okay, so basically they're going to free slaves.
In here. They're all empty.
And? You gonna give up?
Sid. This gate.
Need some help.
What do you think?
That I'm doing most of the lifting.
Is he? Oh, Torgal's like, nope, I'm through and through.
Did you hear that?
Unfortunately, yes.
may already be in here. Find him and kill him.
Good news, lad.
Your search is over.
Whoa, that's cool.
So, where to next?
Oh, they have the limit break bar on the top. Ah, I see, I see.
This door only leads to more royalists. We'd better find another one.
Torgal.
Take your pick.
How about a window?
Bloody show off. Well, we found the Imperial garrison. Right where the Royalists left them.
Where do we go though? There's so many places to go. Guess this way.
Damn it. They're everywhere.
Oh. Oh my gosh, this is so Devil May Cry. Oh my gosh, whatever. Whatever. Oh my gosh, that grab. Are you serious? This is like, whatever. Okay, okay, FF May Cry. Did you see that? Wow, that hook on the Garuda. Oh. okay.
A little help. Keep your distance, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little concerning, just a little. I mean, it's not that it won't be fun. It's just I can see the Devil May Cry influence. Is all. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just like there's no hiding it, you know? Like it's pretty clear.
Measures were you, Benedictor? These poor sods didn't know what hit them.
Oh, look, there's a chest. There's a treasure chest. Okay, that's a plus. That means we're gonna have treasure chests. That's cool. I would have sort of been annoyed if we didn't have treasure chests. I mean, there's stat increases because it is FF, but there's like the auto, right? There's like these auto abilities. Like this is pretty cool. Like to not have to you can command Torgal directly. So if you're not using items, you should be commanding Torgal. Like see down here, there's the Torgal menu on the bottom left. So like you can swap between items over here on this side. You swap all the way on the other side between the dog and you command the puppy too. So it's all right. There's several options. It's just you know.
All this bloody running. After them.
Get him, Torgal. I don't know why you would ever take Torgal off of attack unless you need heals, I guess. But like, I don't know why you would take him off. He doesn't have an HP bar.
Then great.
Torgal. I want him to jump onto Clive's arm and just go pow, pow, pow. Fire him off.
What the hell happened here?
Dog grew up to be a good projectile. Oh, she happened there.
Little late for prayer, isn't it?
Do I seem so desperate as to grovel at the feet of a false god? I was waiting for you.
Where
Not for too
where
long,
she
I hope.
was.
All this for a midnight chat. Well, let's chat then. Where are the men and women you took from Lost Wing?
You mean where's the dominant? Waleed shall be requiring his services indefinitely. Come back to me, Sidolphus. I need you. Think of all the things we can create together.
Oh my gosh, lady, stop. You've been with everybody,
World that we
apparently.
can build.
You need me. Your king needs me. I'm all for building a new world. Just not his. That bastard's
face.
dreams are as twisted as his promises are false. And I want no part of them.
King Barnabas saved you, and this is how you speak
Oh,
of him.
Barnabas.
Have you no shred of loyalty?
Odin figures.
What? To a leader who'd use me? Like he uses you.
You know nothing of me, Sidolphus.
You're right. I don't know who you are anymore. Or what you want. I only know what you used to say. That you were tired of running.
Wow.
That you just wanted to be free. Free of it all. You weren't lying to me then, so what changed? What made you think you had to sacrifice who you were to get what you wanted?
Sacrifice. I use my talents to my advantage, and you would tell me there is shame in that?
If there's no shame, then why do you feel so sorry for yourself?
A rousing speech, Lord Commander. I was a fool to believe you might have changed. The only person I feel sorry for is you!
Yeah, okay.
I can't do this anymore. If you would stand between our leash and his dream, then you leave me no choice. Goodbye, Sidolphus.
Okay, bird lady.
Stand back, Clive.
Fried chicken. Well. Oh no, he's dead too now? Well, I mean, like I said, just kill everybody off.
Finish them.
No, of course, I have to deal with the side pieces.
Well, Sid.
Oh, Saparna and Sharada, that's funny.
My wounds, boy.
They're gonna make a tornado, because that's what Saparna and Sharada do. Separate them! Separate them! They can't be next to each other, or the raid wipe us. Oh, okay. Well, there goes the. There we go.
Keep your distance, boy. Give them all you've got. She doesn't look happy, Torgal. Come on.
Nice parry. Saparna and Shirada are gone. FF14. I thought we had to choose. Okay, well, we don't have to choose. Very cool to see them after seeing them in FF14. To see them again, which makes sense because Garuda, but still, like, interesting that they would be in this game paired together.
Sid, are you all right?
Oh, I thought he got crushed. I thought he was dead.
Do I look all right?
You're alive. Is that blood in your hand? Stereotype? Yep.
Benedicta will be on her way to collect the Dominant, if she hasn't already. You can't afford to let them leave. Remember, she has wings, you don't.
What about you?
Before or after I catch my breath?
Sorry. Come on, Torgal.
Okay, well, yeah, let's go to the tower, pupper, all the way up. This way, I guess.
She must be here somewhere.
Treasure chest. Oh, fire increase, right? Let's see. That's fire increase. I'd take the fire increase over the damage. Nope, no door open, doesn't open there.
The withdrawal has been signaled. We leave.
Stay down! Don't let them get away!
How do I get up there? Around, I guess? Oh, look at that.
Out of tower.
Up there on the right. Ooh, that's pretty. But that's not where we're headed. We're headed downward? I guess not. We can come back to that.
Before sunrise. Give them all you've got.
Let's see. Oh, well. Ah, come on.
Don't let them get away. It's over. She better not have flown away.
Okay, well. Nice.
Keep your distance, boy.
Okay, well. There's nothing here, so I guess we can head upward. Hey, well, those guys are clearly dead. Wait, Torgal, what?
Finally.
What is it? What is it? Boy, where are you? Okay, you're down here. Torgal, what is it? Was there something down? No? He's just borking. Bork, bork. Let's go. She's just waiting there. The
I
confidence.
confess I expected more from the old man.
He was probably in like his early 30s.
And less
The
from you.
old
This
man.
is the second time you've bested my sisters.
Can't believe him.
Men of your talents are rare indeed. Why cost your lot with such undesirables? If it is the hearth you long for, you will find more than enough warmth under my wings.
Oh my goodness, everybody's found warmth under those
You know
wings.
exactly what I want. Hand over the dominant, and I'll leave you in peace.
You would dare to make demands of me.
I mean, yeah, I think so, right? You know?
Fool is the shepherd who heeds every bleat of the flock. And I will suffer yours.
Ah, this lady. Oh, okay. Good for you,
Must I spell
Clive.
it out for you, branded?
Oh my gosh.
No one is listening. No one at all.
You're gonna hear this.
Come, little lamb, to the slaughter with you.
You're gonna learn today. Oh. Oh gosh, lady. Whee! There goes the sword.
Where is he? I won't ask again.
Okay, lady. Oh, get him, doggy! Yeah! Oh no!
Cry all you like. There's no one to save you now.
I hate this lady, man. Yeah, this isn't really fair. Okay, okay, well, you know, just dodge.
Stay down.
Oh! Oh, nice!
Don't touch me.
Oh! Okay, well, you know.
Shit!
Ooh, this lady's so annoying. Yeah! Let's go, doggy! Let's go! Aww. Ooh! Ooh! Okay. Yeah! Whoa! Wow. Jeez. Savage.
Keep your distance, boy.
Wow. Dang, Torgo messed her up. Wow.
You are but a branded. How? How did you do it? How did you even survive? How?
The answer is simple, Benedicta. He was fighting for something he believed in.
Shut up! Why aren't you dead?
Oh my gosh, this lady.
We've played your games. Now tell me where he is.
Who? What are you?
Well, that's his now.
Clive?
Torgo! That's the face of success. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty savage on both ends, right? So here's the thing about that is it's gonna be fun to play. That's the problem, is that it's gonna be fun to play because it's gonna be fun to play. But I get where people are coming from too. I get where people are saying like the playstyle is so drastically different, and I can also see heavily the influences from the people that they hired for like other series, um, especially Devil May Cry and a couple of other, you know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I feel like it's pretty brutal to watch and to experience and shocking. But I hope that's not all there is to it. I hope that there's more to it. Jeez, like it's so hard. I feel so conflicted as an old Final Fantasy fan that's grown up for many years with Final Fantasy, but I also understand where they're coming from with having to innovate. And so, like, I don't mind because I have Final Fantasy Remake Rebirth is the battle system that's like, yeah, I'm really excited about that. And that game in general, you know, really excited about it. Excuse me. But, it's just, I guess the story and the narrative are what's gonna sell me on this. And I already said we're already playing it. I've already bought it. It's already coming regardless of how I currently feel about it or how I will feel about it. I'll give it a fair shake. If I can give Final Fantasy 15 a fair shake, I can give this one a fair shake. But it just, I get what people are saying. It is Strangers in Paradise. We talked about this, right? Like if you rip the name off of Strangers in Paradise, I mean, if you rip the Final Fantasy name right off of it and you just called it Strangers in Paradise, would it affect anything? And the answer is no, it wouldn't. It's still like at the core, the game plays that way and it's the way it is, right? And stuff like that. And we talked about whether or not that Final Fantasy branding on Strangers in Paradise hurt it or helped it. And we talked at length about this, right? And then I think the ultimate thing was that I didn't mind the game as a spin-off, but I felt like the name got hurt by putting it on something like that. Time will only tell with this game, right? If people purchase it and they're really hyped about it and they like it and they enjoy it, then they go to the action style type, you know, okay, I get it. I think the only thing that currently bothers me is I hope that they'll move away from this single person experience. Like I hope like it's more like Remake where you can play multiple party members. We got a little taste of playing Joshua, but he couldn't level. You couldn't do anything with him. He was just like a guest character. I sort of don't want that. But so far, I mean, I don't really have any really big complaints for the game. I know a lot of people probably really treated it harsher than I think they gave it credit for. By no means am I gonna say that it's gonna be a bad game. It's gonna be a fantastic game. But what people are saying is, does the action style there was a comment that sort of netted true for me reading through a lot of the comments, because I didn't read any spoiler stuff, right? But I read comments about how people felt about it. Someone said that they're trying to net more newer generation fans than older generation fans because maybe they see it as those of us who have been around a long time maybe are not, maybe sales or business aspect or something is causing it to where maybe the age groups are not, the fans are older for Final Fantasy, so maybe it's like they want to dip into the younger generation and this is how they intend on doing it. I don't know. It doesn't alienate me because as a person who plays many genres across many different types, right? Like I'm not, as you all know, I variety stream, but I play everything from fighting games to RPGs to the Devil May Cry to like, you know, Tekken to, you know, there's so many games, Final Fantasy, obviously, Xenoblade, that I don't mind style changes at all. Sometimes it leads to something better. And I'll say this again for some of the other Final Fantasies. They may have not been exactly what certain people want, but sometimes those experimentations end up becoming something that later on down the line will be experienced that they can then take and create a new title with. So maybe they'll keep some aspects of this, but maybe not make it so action heavy in the future. or maybe they will not make it so like single player solely based. Gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard. Welcome in, Kami. If you have any questions, yes, I finished both parts of the demo, and we are talking about how I feel about it currently. So yes, perfect timing. But that being said, I feel like it is going to be a divisive title, just because a lot of people, I know a lot of the younger generation love 15, right? Because it's got that style and Kingdom Hearts and stuff. But like, it just feels like they're pushing out the older people. Older folks, get out, you know? Yeah. We wouldn't worry about. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's how I broke it down. It plays a lot like Devil May Cry, which makes sense, and there's a lot of stuff it plays like, right? Me, I'm not too worried about story. I'm afraid that it's so violent and visceral. That's not what I play Final Fantasy for, you know? I really don't like, we have games like Shin Megami Tensei versus Persona. Like, we have like dark, edgy stuff already, and I'm sort of tired of games trying to be edgy for edge's sake. You know what I mean? Like trying to be like gritty and bloody and violent because that's what people think it makes impact. Shock value is what makes a good game, right? And me being more on the side of like the types of games I play, I sort of feel like I don't want this to be that. You know what I mean? It's just like, I hope it'll be more than that, because Final Fantasy's always been inspirational, and I'm afraid it's going to forget itself in trying to reinvent itself, and that's what my greatest fear is about this game. Kami, if you aren't getting it, you're welcome to come by here, because like I said, I already bought it a long time ago. I buy every Final Fantasy. They don't come out so frequently that I'm like, let me skip one. You know, I think the only Final Fantasy I skipped was 15. I eventually got it later, but I skipped 15 because the World of Final Fantasy came out, and I was like, World of Final Fantasy is where it's at. And I was sort of right about that. I sort of really enjoyed World of Final Fantasy so much, I want a sequel. But 15, I wasn't, you know. Yeah. It's just like, I think I don't mind. Here's the problem, right? We talked about Strangers in Paradise. I said this earlier about whether Final Fantasy hurt, the name itself hurt or helped Strangers in Paradise. And we talked about if we stripped Final Fantasy off of Strangers in Paradise, would it be recognizable as a Final Fantasy, right? And the answer to that was no. You could have called it anything and it would have been what it is, right? The tricky part about this is it's a mainline title. This is why it's so controversial, is because it's a mainline title. We do have Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and as I mentioned before, I do, in my opinion, I feel like that's the greatest balance of battle system between like action and menu based. I feel like Remake and Rebirth do such a good job, both visually with the slowdown in the menu and like the options of what you can do. I feel like that's the appropriate balance going forward. This is full on action, so I sort of feel like I'm a little scared. Like, I get maybe that they don't want us old fans anymore because maybe we aren't playing games as much and buying as much, and they need to bring in new blood. But it's like with a lot of things. It's like with the Final Fantasy card game, right? It's like how they advertise and how they, I don't know. It's just hard. Yeah, exactly. And I struggle with that too. I struggle with that too because we don't have a party, and that's a big deal to me. Final Fantasies are about your ragtag group coming together and a lot of people coming in and joining in a band and being able to play each person's different style and combining things and doing stuff. And this feels like they took away the party members, but they brought in the icons to change styles for him. But like, could you not have done that with party members? Could you not have had like, you know, Garuda on one team member acquire Garuda, or one team member, you know, be Shiva? Or maybe you don't kill these other icons. Maybe you recruit them. Maybe Benedicta becomes an ally instead. Maybe Kupka becomes our Titan ally. Like, you befriend them or you turn them over and you reverse the war by making your enemies allies, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, no, I mean, it's okay to change. I'm not knocking change, but what I'm saying is for me, JG, I feel like it's such a huge departure for a mainline Final Fantasy. Like 15 was already I had issues with because it basically was like, to me, a reskin to Kingdom Hearts. And now this is like a reskin to Kingdom Hearts plus a Devil May Cry. You know what I mean? Like the influence is so heavy. We already have Kingdom Hearts for this. We already have. There are certain games I play to fit a certain itch that I have for genre, like for games. You know, like I play Tales of for my action RPGs, right? Because the Tales of the system, LMBS system, or the dynamic movement and all that stuff. And then I play like Final Fantasy, not necessarily turn-based, but like sort of a hybrid action-y turn-based. Like I said, Remake and Rebirth are like perfect for me. And if you watch me play those games, by the way, I'm not constantly in the menus. I'm not so old that I'm like using turn-based menus all the time, right? Like that's not my argument here. My argument is about how you're updating the system, right? And how you're presenting it in implementation. And the brilliance of Rebirth and Remake is that when you are in the menu, it adds this like visual effect as well, because everything slows down and it just looks phenomenal, right? Everything about that slowdown, right? And presentation of going into the menu. And you can also stay out of the menu and still play just as quick, setting your shortcuts. Like I have no qualms with that hybrid because everybody gets what they want, right? And it's updated. But this is just straight on action. Yeah, I know. I just to me that's a bummer to me, because if this is the direction that it continues to go, like I think I'll be very choosy with which games I get. I think I'll end up being like cool with like, let's get Octopath Traveler or let's get Live Alive, which I know we were both sponsors on this. So to be clear, Square Enix did sponsor me on Live Alive and Octopath Traveler 2. I loved Octopath Traveler 1, full disclosure on that. But that doesn't mean that because they sponsored me, I'm gonna say good things. That just means they gave me an opportunity to experience the game, and I am grateful that they, provided us as codes to do that. But it's just like, that does not, I feel like that would never override my sense of how it impacts me to converse with everybody else about whether or not I like their titles, right? Yeah, and like I said, that's why I don't feel too bad, because we have Rebirth and 16. They're sort of like these simultaneous processes, and it's like, okay, at least I have Rebirth to look forward to. I mean, not that I'm not looking forward to 16, but it just feels like if I wanted to play Devil May Cry, I would go play Devil May Cry. Right, exactly. And that's the thing. I'm going to play it because the music sounds fantastic. It's beautiful. It plays amazing. It looks amazing. Music is amazing. Cinematic, exactly. I totally agree with you, Tommy, about that. Like, that's why I'm playing it, right? Ultimately, the narrative and everything else. What I worry, like I said, is that with them doing their first, I guess, mature-esque Final Fantasy, especially, and here's the thing, you can't say, oh, they cursed now and they never cursed before. Cursing has always been in older Final Fantasy, 7 specifically, but they didn't text because there wasn't voice acting back then, so they like had like, when you write on your keyboard, you had like hold shift 1 2 3 4 5 6, like all the little like percent sign, dollar sign, like it had like a jumble of like representation, you know what I mean, of like different characters just to like censor that, yeah, and I like Type O. Type O was really, really great. And what was really weird about this game was they had a filter on this, which they removed from Type O, right? So in Type O, they had a filter where you turn the camera on the HD remake, and there was this intense blur, which caused a lot of people to like be a little dizzy. They left that on this. They had the same issue on this game, which is like Type O, they patched it out, they removed it. So having had that experience of like that issue with the motion blur, I thought they would have not had it in this game in their presentation. And it is a demo, but I do hope that they do remove the motion blur. But that was a little surprising as well. That they would still have technicality. Well, I don't know. It might be a choice. I don't think it's the right technical choice. A lot of people complained about it in Type O, and I'm sure motion blur will be a big issue with people with this game if they don't patch it out. But they said there's no day one patch, so I did play on performance mode. I didn't play on we did frame rate instead of quality. So you know, instead of the graphics, and I think that was probably better. But I don't know how I feel. Like I'm not surprised. We've had kill-offs in other Final Fantasies, like, right? Like we've had, especially in the early Final Fantasies, there's always been death, and so it begs the question of, now that we're in a generation where technology is more visual, if it lies to shock factor or if it lies to narrative, right? And it's like I was saying earlier, there was a lot of people that died when the first Eikons came up, and it was like I felt like they just died for the sense of dying. But at the same time, it's like if you're around fire and there's huge icons of fire and they're giving off flames, of course you're gonna melt. But I feel like you know, you want me to play again? You just arrived. We can if you'd like. We can go through it one more brief time. It's not too late if we want to do that. So, but I just sort of feel like I'm gonna struggle with it. We're gonna play it. Just a little. Yeah, we'll play a little bit of it and we'll talk about it as we go through it a little bit for me to be more specific on things. I just struggle with because we're in a culture, right, where it's like right now is like, don't define things for me, right? And I feel like I get it when it comes to some things, but that doesn't mean that it applies to everything, right? So I don't think that people should be like, don't you dare define what Final Fantasy should be. Final Fantasy should define it. But I think their audience does define it. Do they not? Just like with any company, when someone votes with their money and they purchase something, they define what they think, right? Yes, and I agree. It is very hard to measure a FF game from a demo. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know. No, I'm saying, Kami, I'm saying you have the right to define. I'm just saying in general in culture right now, what we're doing is like, there's a difference between, oh gosh, it's so hard for me to say this. I don't want to say this because it's gonna come off mean, and it's not meant to be that way. But what I'm saying is, like, people think that you can't define like what Final Fantasy is, but they're either buying it or they're not, right? So like, I would think sales define that, you know? Yeah, exactly. I can say what I don't think it is either. I mean, it's not like this franchise hasn't been around for like 35 years, right? Like, I think it's silly that they think that we shouldn't have an opinion on it. And it's not being a hater. A hater is just flat out like, some of the people on Twitter are just being like, this is trash and blah blah blah. It's not bad. Everything's great about it. The gameplay is the concern for me. A little bit about the narrative, just because it's so vicious and violent and stuff. And I didn't like it in Game of Thrones, and I don't like it now in Final Fantasy. So I just feel like if they can pull the narrative out of the depths of being edgy, then I'm good with it. But I don't like shock factor for sake of shock factor, and I don't think that it's like super cool to be dark and brooding. We have plenty of companies that do that already, you know? Yeah, I mean, yeah, same here, Kami. I mean, whatever. Oh my gosh, you guys, don't attack Torgal. You know, that's cringe, but that's the part that I like about this game, is petting the dog, you know? Out of all the things, is petting the dog. How dare they hit Ambrosia in the face of the rock, though? How dare they make Chocobos, like, this was pretty bad. Well, the first Chocobo got shot, right? So that wasn't too horrible, but the rock was pretty bad scene. But I mean, Typo was really sad too. But Typo was very emotional with Chihiri, I think was the Chocobo's name, where it passed away, right? So like, there's just a way to do it better, Square Enix, and I don't want you to forget how to do that. Because their work inspires a lot of people to want to make games and do things, right? Like when you ask people who inspire them, right? There's like certain companies that do that, and there's a responsibility to that. I'm not saying that they're trying to avoid it, but it's just, you know. Yeah, I know he won't die either. I mean, people are like, well, you just kill them and it's plot armor or whatever, you know, like we'll go through what do you want to see? We're gonna play through it again, ZK, but like what do you want me to go from the start, or do you just want to see like the really hard to watch part? Or like, you know, I don't know. Oh no, he's talking about JG's talking about when you're saying it's easy, the game is easy. He's saying just don't wear the accessories. And yeah, we didn't use the accessories at all. Absolutely not. You can tell because on the HUD it'll highlight if you're using the accessories, so it's like a noob radar. Yoshi P put it on there to that way people watching would know who is actually playing with skill and who actually isn't, and that I respect a little. The Yoshi P's calling out people on like gamer skills, which is pretty funny. But you know. Yeah, exactly. And that's why we're still gonna play it. Because, well, one, I bought it a long time ago. I bought it like last year. I pre-ordered ridiculously early, and I normally don't, but mainline Final Fantasies don't come out for every, like, what, 4 or 5 years? When was the last FF? When was the last mainline FF15, right? Let me look it up. Hold up, guys. Hold up. FF15 release. Oh my gosh, I cannot type. Release date. FF15 was 2016, so that was like 7 years ago, you guys. So we haven't had a mainline Final Fantasy for 7 years. So like, I'm not gonna not buy it because here's the thing: it's been 7 years. You can have a little money. I know we count Final Fantasy VII Remake, but what I'm saying is like a numbered title. Like I'm not including Final Fantasy Remake. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake is its own title, but it's a remake of 7. I'm talking about from like 15 to 16. You know what I mean? And if we even look at remake, if we look at FF7R, hold on. Release. That was April 10th, 2020. So it's 3 to 4 years between Final Fantasies. So Final Fantasy 15 was 2016. 4 years later, we got Remake. And then 3 more years later, we're sitting here at Final Fantasy 16. So even if you don't count 7 years from 15 to 16, you still have a 3 to 4 year gap between Final Fantasies, you know? No, I mean, I don't really count Strangers in Paradise as like a mainline title. Like we talked about earlier, right, ZK? And this is like probably the third time I'm saying it now, but like, if we removed Final Fantasy off the title, remember how we had that discussion about whether or not Final Fantasy name would hurt or help Strangers in Paradise, and if it would matter if the FF title was even on there? Like that's sort of, you know. Is it Final Fantasy? By name. By name, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. Because there isn't enough in the demo to judge by story, and gameplay is definitely action. So, not that it's good or bad. It's just different, you know. Wow, what a tagline! It's just different, right? Sunday we will be playing Final Fantasy 14 though, which I'm up for. We're gonna be catching up on story on that on like patch. So, yeah, we'll be doing FF14 on Sunday because we don't have anything else to do, and then FF16 will continue this upcoming week because we have to get through the well, we have to wait for it to come out, but. So Sunday is Final Fantasy 14, so anybody wants to come by, that's what I will be doing on Sunday in the meantime. And that's pretty much it.